And we are back to a final edition of our podcast show. I am here with Deputy Assistant Secretary Ian Saunders. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well, Dave. Thanks for the opportunity to do another podcast episode to close us out. It has been an exciting time.
Let's get into it. So, as the Secretary General-elect of the WCO, can you dive into what really sparked your passion to take on this role and how those elements have steered your leadership style?
You know, Dave, as I was just thinking about your question, I was going back to something that we talked about earlier in one of the earlier episodes where there's this motivation to serve. For those of us who are in the public sector who've made the commitment to do this type of work, you know, there's a motivation to really help other people. And I think that's one of the real drivers for me in this process and will be for the next 5 years. And I think the other piece is an appreciation, a renewed appreciation of the important work that Customs does around the world. And I see that dedication to service really being what will make my agenda about making the WCO as an organization able to provide top quality service and value to its members and to its stakeholders. And then when I think about the appreciation for the customs function itself, you know, that will translate into always striving for programming and policy that's technically sound and is usable by its members.
And you bring up a good point, right? Service, service to country, that is one of our core values. And I never stop appreciating that, service to our country, service to our people, service to our families, the world, making a difference, making that impact. And I know you're going to make that impact. Let's rewind a little bit. So the lead up to the election, could you walk us through what those days were like? The anticipation, the emotions, that moment you found out you had won. What was going through your mind? I think everybody wants to know.
Well, Dave, I have to say that was an incredible week. I can't begin to describe the emotion, the anticipation, the anxiety, knowing that we had a big decision that was going to be made at the end of that week. But the week was also an incredible opportunity to connect again and to interact with the heads of customs from every part of the world. We'd spent a lot of time doing that in the preceding months, region by region, country by country, but there's nothing like having the entire membership in one place and being able to talk with any one of them at the same time. And of course, that's a week that spoke to the issues that matter, understanding what was important to them, and what their concerns were, and what their hopes and expectations are for the organization. In terms of the voting process itself, I will say it was the longest 90 minutes of my life. Watching the ballots being counted in lucite boxes and making sure that the process was completely transparent, literally and figuratively. But it was a reminder of the work that has to be done. It was certainly a validation in terms of the voting results that, the messages that we'd sent had been heard and well received. And in the end, it was really, I came to terms with the fact that we had done a lot of work, we had done a lot of messaging, but at the end of the day, we were going to be in the hands of the members. And I needed to trust that they were going to make a positive decision for the organization. And I'm thankful that they did that and that it involved me being the next Secretary General.
That's awesome. And that just goes to show you hard work pays off, right? Are there any things that you do? Like, are you superstitious? Like, is there something that you did, like some type of, ritual or some type of, good luck charm that you had on you?
No good luck charms, no superstitions, but I do believe in a higher power, and I'm mindful of the things that I can control. And those things that are beyond my control, I leave into hands that are larger and stronger than mine.
I love it. God is great. So reflecting on your journey to this position, can you pinpoint some memorable career or life lessons that played a crucial role in your tenure as Secretary General? How do you think these experiences fueled your mission of steering the WCO towards success?
One of the messages that I shared with the council in the speech that I gave on the Thursday preceding the vote was that this campaign wasn't just several months in the making. It was a function of 32 years of working in and being part of the customs community. And so from that, I think that, dedication to the mission, dedication to the work of customs and trying to make that better is, I think, something, and trying to make trade better is something that underpins this entire effort. But also, I'll go back to the point about being a public servant. When we do public service, we recognize that what we do is not about us as individuals. It's about what we're doing for the larger group. And I think this process very much epitomizes that. And that is something that I see being a very big part of what I'm able to do going forward for the next 5 years. The other piece on a personal level, an obligation to do our best with everything that our forebears have made available to us. We stand on other shoulders. And so my opportunity to be able to do this is really a function of generations of work, of effort, positioning me to be able to do this. It's a function of people who I've worked with, who taught me what customs was about, who made that investment in me. They decided it was worth making that investment. And so this is an opportunity for me to repay those people who have invested in me with hopefully doing a good job for the organization that will serve us all well. And then the last piece that I'll mention is that, people are at the center of any organization that I've led. And that has been critical. The work gets done through willing and motivated people. And that is certainly something that I will carry with me into my tenure as Secretary General, because there's a lot to do. And we're going to need all hands on deck to get it done.
You said something that stood out to me, people, right? Invest in our people, and we will do great things, right? What we do for the country is bigger than us, and you exemplify that, sir. You set the stage with 4 pillars, right? Protect, deliver, evolve, and engage. That's going to define your tenure. Can you give us a glimpse into how you intend to juggle these core values in the hustle and bustle of the WCO's everyday operations?
These 4 themes are very tightly connected. Protection is about what we do as customs. Delivery is about making sure that we get that work done. Evolving is about maintaining the effort as the world around us changes. And engaging is making sure that we bring everybody to the table to get the work done. So the core mission really is the same. And really, delivery is about making sure we hold ourselves accountable to doing the work. Evolving and engaging is about how we get it done and what are the tools that we bring to bear to the work. In the end, this is really about defining a body of work that's important to us and setting ourselves up to do it well. In terms of the operations of the WCO, running the organization is going to be a challenge. Learning a new organization, learning people and their strengths and their motivations, understanding what members want to see in their program of work and the types of results that they're interested in. Those are going to be important. But running the organization is about making sure that it's positioned to fulfill the 4 themes, that it's contributing what it can to make those 4 themes a reality. And so everything that I do connects to making sure that there's a body of work that we as the members and we as an organization agree to together. It's about getting that work done.
What can you share about your upcoming transition period? Can you give us like a sneak peek into your immediate roadmap, and what can we expect from you?
Well, it's a work in progress. I will say that the transition process is pretty intense. I've got the issue of winding down from my current role in the Department of Commerce. I've got a lot to learn from the inside of the WCO. I've, of course, been involved in the organization for a number of years, but there's nothing like seeing it from the inside. So there's a lot to learn from that perspective. And then, of course, there's the reality of physical move from Washington to Belgium, that all this has to get done within a 6-month period. I've got a number of meetings that I expect to have. Some information exchange is already happening with the Secretary General, with the Deputy Secretary General, with the Council Chair, with the staff. And really, I see myself focusing on consolidating my thoughts on what are the things that I want to try to get done soon to fulfill the expectations of members. There's a lot of conversation at the last annual meetings about change and modernization of the WCO and making sure that we're fulfilling the strategic plan. And so some of it is about making sure I identify what I want to take on to meet the expectations of members. And as I think through what that's going to be, it really depends on building the information that I have, building on insights that I receive from others over the next several months to ground these goals in reality and base them on the best possible foundation of information. And hopefully with the benefit of that, being able to get off to a running start in January.
And I think January will come fast, but I know that, again, I know you're just going to do a fantastic job. And I just wanted to say, thank you for the opportunity, to be part of this. It has been historic, right? Because you are the first American official to serve as WCO Secretary General since 1999. Thank you. Really appreciate it, sir.
No, thank you, Dave. Thanks for making this opportunity available to me to share my message with those who are interested in this. And I'm certainly going to do my best in the job. I have no illusions about how busy and how challenging the job is going to be, but I'm going to do my best.
And that wraps it up here with Secretary General-elect Mr. Ian Saunders. Thank you.